we've got quite a few friends showing up tonight.
I gotta show you something.
Nice breasts.
Thanks.
She was talking to me.
Oh.
I'm talking to both y'all.
I knew it.
Hi, you are our neighbor Copperfield.
Psychic Frank.
Just down just a little bit because you don't want people. That's all I was thinking about.
It's almost the pace car.
There you go. That's all you need. Love, and I'm sorry, folks, I can't help you out because it's against the law. You're going to have to sign up with wellness today, waterfall wellness today. I want to thank everybody for bringing this together really nicely and fast.
Catherine.
Go Giants. Playing right now.
Make sure I grab you guys.
A little something new today. We thought you might appreciate this. Much better?
Yeah.
Wow, that's the first time we got an applause before we did anything. But it did take us a little moment longer to get everything to the table. But, you know, the first thing I want to do is I want to thank a team of 30 volunteers from Axis of Love that put this together. Awesome folks and awesome people bring this together. This is our second annual Puff Puff Passover. I want to say shalom to everyone, which means peace in Hebrew. Yeah, let's hear it. Shalom. Shalom. Yeah. You probably heard it said in other ways, but and what Passover is all about. We didn't even really broadcast this dinner because we've been so busy working and making sure that our local politicians, our federal politicians that say that they support patients' rights actually do something about supporting our rights.
Right. Right.
So tonight, a few of us are going to go to the State Building and go to what's called the DCCCC, which is the Democratic Central County Commission, which is basically every single Democrat that is an elected Democrat has a proxy vote. And this is sort of what controls the Democratic Party in San Francisco. And obviously the Republican Party doesn't have much of a foothold here. So we're going down, they're going to be entering a resolution to support patients, basically to support providers' rights. And the resolution it's okay, it's pretty good, but it's not exactly where we want it to be. It doesn't do two things. It doesn't call on Nancy Pelosi, who's your federal representative, and probably the closest person in this game of medical cannabis states to President Obama's ear. It doesn't call on her to stand up for us, and it also does not call on an emergency program if all of the dispensaries are shut down. Now, a lot of us can't even afford to go into a dispensary, but there are a few dispensaries closing this kind of round of the slaughterhouse of the feds that had a good, I'd say, 100 to 150 compassion patients that they supported. And those folks are going to be out in the cold. Well, if they shut down all of the dispensaries, don't you think the city should have a plan to get medicine to catastrophically ill patients?
Yeah.
Okay, well, nobody's really pushing that issue, so it's up to us to push it. At 450 Golden Gate, so the old federal building, not the new federal building. And we need you there. And so when we're doing our compassion tonight, make sure that you write down an email, a phone number. Tonight at the DCCC at the State House at 6:30. The State House is right across from the federal building and in the and they have, again, that resolution. If you've never been there before and you have time tonight, it's cool to just pop in, sit down, listen to what these guys are deciding about your life. It's really, I'm not inherently a political person, so when I first started going down there and listening to the decisions that they were making about our lives and realizing that I was probably the only low-income person in the audience that was listening to the decisions they were making about our lives, you know, I'm just putting it out there. You know, if you got the time, please join me tonight. And I will be standing up and asking for some pressure on Nancy Pelosi in an emergency safe access plan. And I'm also going to scoot in there that Healthy San Francisco we should be able to get a copay on our medical cannabis, don't you think?
I think so.
Wait a minute, I'm sorry. Do you think we should get a copay?
Damn right.
Because you know what? If you can get a copay on your morphine, on things that take out our kidney, our liver, why should we need to go to a retail dispensary, which we cannot afford, and pay way too much money for something that didn't really cost that much money to produce? And that's a problem with capitalism in general. But we're living in San Francisco, and we've got Healthy San Francisco. So help me spread that idea. Talk to people about why can't we get a copay. And further than that, why can't we get a copay from Medi-Cal? Right?
Right. First, can we get one? And then if they say no, why can't we?
Right. So I want to get the music program back on. I just really want to thank everybody for being here. It's really nice to continue to be able to do this. Go ahead and do it again. We're not going to here to hustle and cheat and do that kind of stuff. You can go. Roy just said someone was trying to pass a card around a table. Don't do that.
Here you go.
Don't do that. I do not want to go to jail for you if you're going to do something like that, right? Because we're loving people here and we're honest people here.
Okay, Frank. Okay, Frank, that was a great party.
I gotta wait for your little donation.
San Francisco, which is something that Supervisor Mercarini had brought up a couple of years ago, but I hope it's something that the Democratic Party will be willing to help low-income patient advocates further explore. Thank you.
Thank you.
I urge you all to sign on to Member Holland's resolution to President Obama and the Democratic Party in general to please stop the raids on San Francisco's medical cannabis clubs and all over California, the raids all over California. We've done so much work to get to this point, and they've just like come in with a steamroller. And you know, the funny thing is that they're still permitting cannabis clubs. You know, it's like there's a lot of money changing hands to permit these cannabis clubs, and then here comes the feds, you know, with their steamroller just steamrolling them down, and they open another one to collect a whole bunch more money. That just really offends me that it's still going on before anything has happened to make the feds just stop this ridiculous waste of taxpayers' money. I could go on and on, but I'm sure every person here knows how I feel. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Terry. And Kathy Smith.
Hi, my name is Kathy Smith, and I'm the owner and operator of Coldnet in California. We're an MCD here in the city, and we were ordered to close as of May 6th. We're still in operation. We're going to stay in operation out of defiance for Melinda Haig, what she's doing to the cannabis clubs. I want to really thank you folks for stepping up and putting forth this resolution for us. I think it's important that we demand Obama be held responsible for what's going on throughout California. He is undermining the medical marijuana system, and they're doing it very, very effectively, because they're scaring our landlords to death. Anyway, I really support this bill. I thank you all from the bottom of everybody's heart. Thank you.
Thank you, and I just wanted to note that we've been joined by several more colleagues. Mary Jung, welcome. I have taken copious notes, which I will share with you. And Mr. Broder, welcome. And Mr. Campos, welcome. And are there any other members of the public who would like to testify for public comment?
I don't have much to say that hasn't been said, but I do watch a lot of current TV and I get a lot of facts from them. And one thing I found interesting, wasn't aware of this, I don't know if you are, you might be, the medical cannabis dispensaries are, or were, the third largest tax-paying business community in San Francisco.
Oh yeah, then there's that.
Then there's that, yeah.
Next speaker, please.
Hi, Clark Lauren. I actually moved out to California when I went to my bankruptcy foreclosure because of your cannabis laws. And just to short it up, I mean, the voters did speak. That's why I came here. It's such a great city. And thank you for supporting that law.
Thank you.
Already, but
Robin? Oh, no, go ahead, sir. Or fight about it.
Hi, my name is Stephanie Tucker, and I'm here on behalf of San Francisco United, a large coalition of patient providers and activists here in San Francisco, which currently represents 60,000 patients. I want to thank you all for signing on to this resolution and hope that you'll accept some of the changes that were made. We felt it was important to send a clear message to the Obama administration that we're going to hold them accountable to the campaign promises that we made in 2008. I know I don't have to speak too much about what is going on in the medical cannabis community because I know you all are very strong supporters. But we're under attack. And they're not attacking operators or individuals that are operating outside of the law. They're going after our regulated community. They're going after and undermining 15 years of law and undermining the will of the voters of California and denying safe medical cannabis and safe access to medical cannabis to thousands of patients. And ultimately, it will result in returning that to the black market and create more public safety concerns to the likes that you haven't seen in 15 years. So I really, really, really hope that you guys accept the changes here tonight. And I just want to thank you very much, Gabrielle, for taking the lead on this, and thank all of you guys for your continued support, because we're going to be knocking on all your doors. And we're going to be asking you to make calls to everybody you know and ask them to put an end to federal interference once and for all. Thank you.
Brian Lester, local community organizer. I am also working with San Francisco United and also the coalition of groups that are supporting the AB 2312 Amiano medical marijuana. So thanks for your support for this resolution. I do a lot of work with United Food Commercial Workers Union. Local 5 here in Northern California is spearheaded organizing medical cannabis workers. And UFCW now has a national medical cannabis and hemp division organizing in 17 states. And for the for organized labor, it's all about jobs and revenue and compassion for the patients. So thanks for supporting the resolution. We're glad that the stronger wording is being used. If anybody wants to get their name as endorsing onto AB 2212, we have a website. I got some flyers and contact information on that. And thanks so much for your time.
Thank you. Are there any other members of the public who would like to testify or public comment? Seeing none.